I was watching a YouTube today where the young lady was talking about how she had been on YouTube for 4 or 5 years and she had never been monetized, and how that was frustrating to her because she had been on other apps, in particular TikTok, where people get monetized so very quickly. And for some reason, that lock is hard to unlock when it comes to YouTube. Even though we put so much effort into our work on this side of social media, it just doesn't seem to unlock. And she went into saying how she was recently monetized on YouTube, and she was sharing with her audience how that happened, or the changes that she took in order for that to happen. And it just made me want to talk about it because I could very well relate to what she was saying. There, I have been on YouTube for a very long time, okay? Long enough to the point where I should be monetized as well. And therefore, I am not. I have been very successful, however, on TikTok, where I am not only monetized, but I am also working with brands and getting paid from more than a couple programs that that app has to offer. And it's just very strange to me how that has not been a thing that I've been able to do over here on YouTube. So, anyway, I was listening to this young lady talk about her journey and the changes that she made. And she said that she went from posting 2 to 3 times a week on YouTube to posting every day. And she also said that she goes live on YouTube, something that she wasn't doing before. And so it made me think about the habits that I've had and the habits that people who started YouTube around the time that I started YouTube about it made me think about how we have been approaching YouTube, how we've been told, yeah, post 1 or 2 times a week and you'll be fine. That's consistency. And the reasoning for that is because quality was always pushed. It's like, do videos that give quality to your audience. But as we know, when you visit apps like TikTok, where quality is not so much a priority as it is over here on YouTube, you see that there is faster growth. And so now we're at a transition phase where, people are trying to figure out how they can monetize on YouTube. We have seen how it is possible on TikTok, and why can't it be possible here on YouTube? Why is that something that is not achievable? And so I am going to give it another shot. I am going to this year try to post every day. I'm going to try it. And just to see if that gives me a better outcome on this app. I have been posting on TikTok 2 to 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a day, every day, effortlessly. And even when it's not effortless, I try to at least get one post in. It's in the back of my mind, you have to post. And I believe that that commitment and that consistency is what has had me become so successful on that app. So why not give that a try over here on YouTube? Another thing that sparked this newfound energy besides that young lady's video was they banned TikTok for, it was under 24 hours. But the feeling that that had on me and other people was so interesting to see. We kind of lost it because that app, we worked so hard to become successful at the different programs that it offers. To see that just go away was difficult to accept. And it made many of us go back to other apps that we had abandoned. I found myself on Instagram. I found myself on Facebook. I found myself on the newer apps like Clapper and Fanbase, and none of them did it for me. I told myself I didn't even want to go back to a couple of them, and if you know, you know, right? But I found myself back on those other apps trying to regroup the audiences that I had left. And it just made me understand what was missing from different apps that TikTok offers. But it also made me understand where I lack on this platform. It made me see the things that I am not doing on this platform that I was doing on TikTok on a daily basis. And so I'm just going to give it a try. I'm going to see if I can come back over to YouTube and start a fresh new relationship and give some new and consistent content. Okay, if I can go live on TikTok, I can go live on YouTube. If I can post daily on TikTok, I can post daily on YouTube. What is the disconnect? And along this journey this year, I'm going to try to figure that out and try to see how I can get back in a groove with this platform. So I hope that if this is something that you guys are also going through, trying to figure out how to monetize on YouTube, trying to figure out why is it so much more difficult to monetize on YouTube than you may have monetized on TikTok, because let's face it, there are a lot of TikTok refugees that have been going back to other platforms trying to figure it out. I think that this year we will see people take content creation a little more seriously, but also not so seriously. And what I mean by that is we will start to see people being more consistent in posting than they have ever been before on various apps. We learned from the TikTok ban that we should not give all of our content to one platform. We definitely should be diversifying our content. We also learned, well, I also learned that there were pain points in the effort and energy that I was and was not giving to the other platforms. And I'm here to correct them. I am trying to see how I can renew relationships on these apps. And I think that that is something that we all should consider if we're trying to get monetized, especially here on YouTube. If you are a person that has been on YouTube for a very long time and you just don't know why, after years and years and years, you have not monetized your channel, it's probably consistency. You can have very good content and still not have the subscribers or the monetization on this app. And that is more than likely due to a lack of consistency. And what consistency means to some may not be what consistency means to others, meaning the consistency between different apps, different social media platforms. And so I think that's something that I have taken from the TikTok ban. I feel like it has taught me a very valuable lesson that if you want something bad enough, you will do it. And I think that TikTok has so many programs that gave the incentive for people to monetize and get the job done that we did it. We were able to be consistent on a daily basis. If it didn't teach us anything, it taught us to be consistent with our content creation on a daily basis. And I love that about that app. But that app and the ban that we just had did make me realize, it did make me realize that I need to diversify on all of the platforms and be consistent on all of the platforms with my efforts. If you are in the same boat that I have been and you're having some of the same thoughts, I challenge you this year to get consistent with YouTube. I challenge you to this year try to monetize your channel. I believe that we can do it. I know that we can do it. If you've been on TikTok doing it, if you've been on any other platform doing it, you can do it here on YouTube. You can conquer YouTube. I can conquer YouTube. And I challenge you to try to do that this year.